Hostile world. We made it. Is the Hostile Bros back again? Another week. Peoples, the Olympics has begun. Last time we were here, we were kind of peeping into the Olympics window and try to figure out what we should be talking about, what we should be looking at. Got a pretty good idea. Of course, there's too much things to cover, but we just want to focus in on some of the more exciting stuff generally. Obviously, there are more exciting stuff at the individual level, but we're not going to focus on that right now, peoples, or for the duration of the Olympics. I think it would end like next week, so our final comments might be the next stream. But yeah, as always, let me dive into figuring out how the week was for the Hostile Bros. How can we can start with you, man? Is life good? Everything
Life
blessed?
is life is always good. Life is blessed. Everything's airy. Feeling great. Last week I actually I had a sports day running 200 meter and unleashed my inner bolt. So it felt pretty good. Felt
How
pretty good
much
to
you
be back
run?
in the
36.
trail. Jog the easy 25, 24. You know what I'm saying?
Not how he
Easy.
jog at 25.
Shut down the 100 meter mark. It's nice to
Well,
crazy.
you the wrong place right now. You should be in Paris. If you
Yeah,
should
right.
know, if you should know 200 meter at 25.
Well, you
Come
need, you
on, bro.
need, you need.
Running at 25, shutting off at the 100-meter mark, and
Exactly.
hugging your ass.
You
Oh,
You
need, you
should be in
need.
Paris, buddy.
Nah, but
Bring
that,
home, bring home the
that 20-second barrier is not easy at all. That 4 seconds is a life changer. But other than that, feel great, you know.
So
Feel
you telling
great.
me within that 100 meter mark you can't make that ground? Come on. If
Nah,
you're
it's actually
running,
pretty
if
hard
you should
because
know 100 meter mark.
you get tight, you get tight on your back stretch.
I
so
hear you, man.
so I took it easy. It felt good watching the video about 20 times, but I can't. You know, I don't know.
man, watching body footage.
I'm trying to put
Yeah,
this shit here, proof, you know. Looking at your form and everything.
You got 4 years, buddy. 4 years for 4 seconds.
4 seconds. I will do my
LA
best.
2028.
And then 2028. Yeah, we try.
How about you, Rayvon? How's life? How was the week?
Man, I had a pretty good week, man. Had a nice weekend as well. You know, party in some of the crop over festivities.
Yes,
Had
sir.
a little fat there, so it was nice. See some of the big artists. See the hyper dog, the chihuahua. Um, what else, man? Hey, I had a pretty good week, man. Can't complain. Didn't get to see. I want to get to see the opening ceremony for the Olympics, but these times, man, is really
Yeah.
throwing off a lot of stuff. Can't wait till 2028. We're kind of sync up with how we live and how we work. And the
Yeah.
time difference is like 6 hours or so.
I hear,
It's
France, hours.
I hear that
So-
you're in Miss Nine though, so you don't go
You were
Yeah,
you were
but
you
we
were
can
right.
get to that.
Yeah. It was right.
But yeah,
We can get to that. How was your week, huh?
stuff. My week was good. I enjoyed myself this week, man. Can't complain. Had some long working hours, but I wanted to do that anyway. To get ahead on some stuff, and then over the weekend had a pretty chill, relaxed weekend. Watched some racing, some exciting racing. Another week of mixed emotions in both F2 and F1, unfortunately. But we can talk about some of that stuff, and then went and play some golf. Your
It was
boy
love.
Hakim was giving me
A little
a
birdie told
call
me
a
that
little
when he
earlier.
shot a spectacular 18 holes. So
Say again?
a little birdie told me that you shot a spectacular 18 holes in
I
golf.
ain't shot spectacular, but some boy told me that whatever he shot ain't saying name. Like
You saw that you saw.
yeah, so
We're
I
working
want
on
that
technique.
person.
We're
I
working on
want
form.
that person soon. I'm gonna make sure that I book a trip so I can buy that person in the near future. Settle that score, you know.
He says you don't want that smoke.
That's fair, man. But yeah, glad to be here, guys. Let me dive into this thing. Olympics has begun. let me just start with the ceremonies because that's where everything starts, right?
Yeah,
You mentioned
correct.
it before. The ceremonies weren't really that great in terms of visuals, in terms of maybe performances that could have been, um, anything like that, spectacles. Like your thoughts on what you've seen so far for the opening ceremonies in Paris.
Well, first of all, it was very hard to find snippets of what actually happened. Like nobody did like a compilation video of the things that happened at the opening ceremony. The only thing I could find online was like Celine Dion singing, and she was spectacular. She was exceptional. If everyone was saying the opening ceremony was bad, they definitely were not talking about Celine Dion because that was one of the performances that gives you chill, gives you goosebumps. Like
Yeah.
I felt that listening to her sing, that was a beautiful rendition of whatever song it was. She's singing in French too. Like that was just sensational.
Ooh, the French get you.
Yeah,
French
yeah,
love
I
language
guess
touch
so.
your soul a little bit.
So outside of that, I just saw little clips of the different teams coming across the river. Some people
Yeah.
said they didn't like the fact that they were coming across the river. And it was kind of lame to them. But I thought it was a pretty cool idea given the topology of where it is in Paris. I utilize, something that you probably won't be able to see in any other city uh, to make it kind of unique. But I did see some videos with people just saying how lame it was and stuff like that, but not really actually getting to judge it for myself because I didn't get to see it in full. So it's sad that people pay a lot of money just to come and watch the opening ceremony. Some people probably even get to do other things, and then it was such a disappointment. So
Yeah.
after a bad start in that regard, I would say um, can't seem to touch that Chinese the
That
Beijing
big
Olympics. That
Beijing one.
yeah, that opening ceremony still etching everybody's mind as one of the best ever. So
That was a
um,
world show.
sad to see that we didn't get something that's right with it, but let me see what they got in store in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll probably start working, giving the backlash that
Yeah,
Well, they, for
got
sure,
from.
they must have started already.
but
They
I
should
feel
have started. Yeah, you gotta start
but
4 years old.
the thing about the US, they have already a lot of international stars. So if they do any concert type thing, that's going to be big on its own already. So
Yeah.
the pool of talent there in terms of entertainment is vast. So I think they should have a better opening ceremony.
And
Yeah,
I
but
feel
what
like
would you prefer though? Something cultural or something
what
mainstream?
is, but what is the culture of USA? That's a hard question.
That
Exactly. Yeah.
that was going to be my next
Yeah.
question. Like, how do you fit that in? Like, China clearly got their own culture, so you saw a lot of that in Beijing.
But
Mhm.
I feel like
What would
they would
that
do a
be?
diverse. I feel like they would do a diverse mix of mainstream um, artists, like touching a bit of rap, R&B. It's gonna be to me. It's gonna be like an improved Super Bowl show, halftime show at Super Bowl.
All right.
That,
Super Bowl. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
yeah, but they're gonna make sure that every
I hope
star
not.
has to be a globally recognized star. It can't be no disrespect to Usher. It can't be Usher or those other
Bro,
guys. It has
Usher
to be
is globally recognized. We talking about
nah, nah, nah.
talking about
Come
no
on,
disrespect.
nah. Like
Just say you don't want to see Usher perform. That's all you're gonna say.
he doesn't compare.
You don't got blanket.
When you compare him to Beyonce, like Beyonce is global.
All right.
Uh,
Okay.
Drake global. Who other artists would come to mind? Like, these artists are
Jay-Z,
well renowned.
Kanye,
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Rihanna, well, I guess they could get Rihanna, but it's not American. But they could get Rihanna.
What?
Why
Uh,
At
not?
this point, she probably
Exactly.
got the citizenship,
I mean,
probably.
probably I guess, but I mean, she wasn't born in America.
I
But
don't think
fair,
that's a problem. That's a probably. That's a fact.
Eh, I mean, Drake wasn't born in America either. I think
all right,
so.
Great Canadian. Yeah.
fair. He is Canadian. Fair point. Yeah, but yeah, they definitely put on an amazing show for a dope.
So your thoughts though, Hakeem, on the French opening show?
For me, the show, similar to Rayvon, I didn't get to watch the show live, so I watched a lot of clips. I watched some reruns, and for what I've been
Sounds the
hearing,
same.
it's like is mixed views. Well, actually, let me not say mixed views. Well, the only mixed view is how bad was it? That's the only mixed view, right? If it's the worst in history or the worst for the last decade, right? Last 2 decades. But what I saw, the show that was broadcasted, the ceremony that was broadcasted on TV was very different from what they saw in reality, and they had a lot of
Camera
anime,
angles.
yeah, camera angles, the animation, like the horse running the river with it looked like a knight, all these theatrics, but in reality it was just teams on boats just traversing along the river, nothing special, nothing crazy, and fans were, for the comments I was reading and the reports I was listening to, for some fans would have paid up to €600 for these tickets,
All right,
and
that's
they
too
left, and they left early, right? Disappointed, like, nothing spectacular on TV. In terms of, I do admit it was a pretty cool idea on a boat. I found that to be really cool in my opinion, compared to just seeing them walk around the stadium the traditional way.
yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, they didn't get much airtime. Like the Jamaican team, I think got about 5 seconds on TV, and then they went straight to like somewhere else. Imagine you're a Olympic squad as big as Jamaica, 5 seconds on TV and gone. That's it. That's disrespectful, right?
That's a joke.
So and there was nothing spectacular. I mean, there were some controversies in the way certain, I guess, performances. People weren't sure what was the idea. Was it coincidence where they was trying to go about? Those who know, but ultimately, I mean, it wasn't a spectacular ceremony. I think they failed in that department. Similar to a mirror, it echoes Rayvon's sentiments about Beijing. Beijing was the opening ceremony, the best one I have seen, hands down. Like, it was just spectacular. It's just a shame I was too young to really embrace it at the time. 'Cause I remember watching it, I was like, this cool, it's alright. Like it looked cool, but when you think of it as you get older, this is something truly amazing, and you don't really
Yeah,
study it until you get older. I was like, that was phenomenal for opening
All the
ceremony.
human formations and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly, like phenomenal, and
Choreography next
I was
level.
sleepy. I was very tired when I watched that. I must have been about, yeah, 11 years old. So it was it was but the French, they failed. They failed. I can't believe they have 4 years to prepare, and this is what they gave us. And you were correct, Hans. You said not to expect much from the Europeans in terms of opening ceremony, and you did not. And you were spot on. You were
Yep.
spot on.
I want to ask though, what do you think? Because I know that they tried to put this green thing behind their whole reasoning for, I guess, hosting the entire Olympics, right? They want to go green. So, like, do you think this was a part of that idea in not spending so much energy, or I would
money.
guess, yeah, well, money, but also like amenities like power and that kind of stuff, water, all these other things that might go into creating something spectacular. Do you think like that's the best they could have done if they wanted to minimize any carbon emissions or anything on that kind of level or scale? Like that's a reason to give them a pass. Would you?
I don't think so. I feel like there,
I don't think so either.
yeah, there are a lot of things you could do without having to emit carbon dioxide and use gases. Like look at it, and you look at the Chinese performance in Beijing. It was just human bodies making formations.
No, but
A
no,
lot,
no. There
a lot
was
of effort
a
and
lot of
labor went into
lighting,
there.
a lot of setting up, a lot. So like when you look at stuff like that, you gotta look at even transportation to carry the
I was just gonna
materials
say, all
and
them
all these
thousands
other
of
they're on boats.
drummers that was there, they had to get there somehow. So
Exactly.
had to put them in a car or in a truck or in a boat.
Carry
That could be
stuff,
a steamboat as well.
Yeah. I agree though. I do think that that was bare minimum. I feel like I feel like even if they wanted to save on anything along those lines, they could have still done more and they would have still saved a lot based on it. Especially if you compare it to a spectacle
The audience.
like Beijing
Yeah.
opening ceremonies. Like they could have definitely done more, but I feel like because of that, it kind of trickled down into every other thing that I guess would constitute a country as a good host for the Olympics. Let me talk about it. accommodation for athletes,
So right
people
now,
living on the streets basically
so right
in
now, I
cardboard,
don't know if it's that there, but
guys and stuff.
I can attest the a lot of athletes have have been supplied with cardboard boxes for beds, and
This is was the
It's
anti-sex
all about
beds
pardon me.
that I was talking about? This is the anti-sex beds that I was talking about.
I can't tell you, but maybe because the beds are quite hard. Like the beds are like a lot of athletes have been jumping on the beds and solid.
You
A
must have
clip of
jumping on
video.
the event.
There's no bounce. Like, when you jump on the bed, it may get some bounce. There's absolutely no bounce. The athletes have
So
been
athletes
complaining
will
that
go and some events injured.
I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But I mean, the athletes have been complaining left, right, and center. The beds are hard. It's been affecting their sleep. The food. The foods have been they've been complaining that the food was raw. Some of the meats were raw. The food is extremely
Sushi?
bland.
Was that sushi
Like
or
chicken and fish. I mean, like raw. Like sushi is acceptable because you expect it to be raw, but I mean, like the meats that you expect to be cooked and tender are raw. To the
That's
point where
crazy.
Great Britain had to fly in their chefs to cook for their athletes. That's how bad it was, right?
That's terrible.
uh, the rooms have no AC. Imagine that you're
Yeah, I
professional
saw that.
athletes. You're professional
I
athletes, and
saw that people
that's
with
all part of their
fans.
equal. Yeah,
Yeah, people with fans and all sorts of things. Multiple fans in a room and things like that. That's despicable, to be honest.
yeah. During summertime, right? And you have
Mhm.
professional
in the
athletes who,
city?
yeah, you trying to say you want to go equal, you want to be green, you want to go green, and you have no fans. Sorry, no AC. Athletes miserable. That you, some of these athletes, this is probably one of the most, if not the most important time in their life, especially in their
Mhm.
professional career. And you telling me you got them on a hard bed, no AC, and serving them raw food? How you expect to perform? like
Exactly.
those athletes who play sports that are not as lucrative as others, they probably have to struggle through this scenario, hope that their Olympic committee provides funding to get them in a better position, put them in a
Yeah.
hotel, or install their own AC. But I'm just surprised by the hospitality of the French. I am is
And,
mind boggling.
Maybe it's
and then on
part
the
of the
food
strategy.
side, come on, bro. I guess sustainable to the point that you ain't got the proper food to eat. And the thing about it is when you hear about France, you hear about French cuisine and stuff like that. And you
Yeah.
hear serving the people raw food.
Hey man, we
Come
know.
on, man. You gotta do
We're the
better than
country with the
that.
most Michelin star restaurants, and
Exactly. Exactly. You can't get
but
people proper food.
yeah, it blows my mind. But so the athletes have been complaining, but some athletes are in hotels. The athletes who make money probably go in a hotel. I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine
probably.
Braun must be in a hotel for sure. I think USA could be in a hotel. There's no way. But overall,
And
yeah,
then they came
it's
back.
been a shaky start. It's been a shaky start for the Paris Olympics.
Mhm.
Any other comments on Rayvon? I know I cut you off for there. Not
Well,
sure.
on the same note with the saying, so at the start of the Olympics, the Paris mirror jump in the river because they put something in the water to make sure it get rid of the bacteria. But lo and behold, today on my Instagram, what I can see, triathlon being canceled in the river because of concerns of the bacteria. So I don't know what really going on. Like there just seems to be a ton of mismanagement with this thing, even though France has been touted as one of the most cost-effective Olympics in a long time.
But it
But
comes
that
with a
cost
price.
effectiveness, yeah,
They're Japanese
they
quality,
pay.
clearly. They're Japanese
Yeah.
quality.
So they say they're being called as the cheap Olympics because
Hood
most of the other
Olympic,
Olympics over budget. This one got a nice tight budget that ain't over ain't overspending for a few reasons. But
charity
the places that
Olympics.
they're missing out, the places that they're missing out are big places that could impact actual people's life in terms of health and stuff like that. So like this is a bad luck. This is a very bad luck.
Quality of life is definitely not gaining any points on on in all aspects,
Mm-hmm.
living, um, food, um, what you would call this? I don't know, like activity safety or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some it's just horrible to be honest, and tough luck for those like you said who spent the money to go and experience it and wound up with this. Tough luck for those who this might be their first Olympic appearance and have to go through an experience like this. For
Mm-hmm.
those who've been in it for a long time and then have to come to this garbage, you know, like everybody, no matter where you come from, no matter how much experience you had, I think this is not the best, and is very bad. It's horrible. But speaking of opening ceremonies, we had somebody's in here stream favorite person, whole white world, be a flag bearer. Thoughts on that, sir? How you feel about that?
I mean, obviously, like, I'm gonna get started. Happy for Braun. When you look through it just to me it just cements LeBron's legacy and it cements him as a not only a basketball player but a global icon and inspiration to the American people. The man
The
steps up.
American basketball fans.
Nah, he steps up. He's shown to be
Right.
a leader. He's shown to be a leader. That's one thing you can say about LeBron. He's a leader on all fronts,
Hmm.
and to be the first basketball player to be the flag bearer at Olympic Games for USA, it only shows how valuable he is to the team as a whole,
Our
and
country.
a country, of course. And there were other basketball players who probably you could say almost were in the same category to be in Kobe, MJ, but they never did it. They never took up that mantle. Whether they didn't want the pressure, whether they weren't offered, but LeBron has accepted it, and it's just another accolade to add to his resume. And he's been the flag bearer. So ultimately, happy for LeBron, and so much so, I had some people message me throughout the weekend who are known to be LeBron haters, and they said I have to I gotta give props to LeBron. The man is him. He is that guy, LeBron James. So I'm not calling names. They know who they
I
are.
was just gonna tell you who it
If,
is. Who
if they
is
listen,
Jayson?
listen to the stream, they know who they are. But yeah, they've turned and they've accepted fate, and I'm happy to hear.
Oh boy, I don't know. I don't think I'm making a big deal. I can understand the precedence of being able to be like her. Deserving LeBron deserves to be able to do that. Probably his last Olympics. Well, most definitely his last
Yeah, I
Olympics.
would imagine
I would
so.
believe. Yeah. So
Man, he might come back as the coach.
true.
Yeah, last as
That's
a
a good
player,
point.
unless he
But
switches
last
sports, unless he
for
switches
sure.
sports and become a volleyball player.
Outside,
No,
man.
Nah,
Outside.
that's a poor chance. But
I mean,
shout out to him,
I,
man.
I
Kudos to
won't say
him.
so. I won't say that that was a poor chance. He got hops. He got coordination. He just
there
probably got practice.
there is an NBA player who actually he left the NBA
Yeah,
and became a professional volleyball player.
volleyball player.
He made the
Mhm.
Olympic squad too for playing for USA. So I mean, you
Yeah.
never know.
Mhm.
It's definitely
I don't think it'd be
transferable.
LeBron though.
Yeah, no, probably not.
If he's successful in basketball, there's no way that you're gonna play volleyball like that. Because the bite that you're making, you're
I mean,
gonna
but he,
stop playing basketball.
but he would retire at basketball. So I mean, at that point in time, it'd be like a side quest. Can I make the
Just
Olympic
do it for
squad in
fun.
volleyball?
Yeah.
Nah, at that time, after playing 20 saying long years into the craft, you don't want to say this.
Oh
At
yeah,
that
for sure,
point,
for sure, for sure.
come
I can see
on,
that.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If it was a 10-year play and then they say, we still got athleticism left in me, so he could go and do something else, then yeah, playing the NBA. Not even 10 years, that's a stretch. If you play the NBA for 5 years, for example, I would more go and switch a sport and try something else. But no, don't really give so much service. It's retirement time, buddy. Retirement time.
But I have a little question about this though, and kind of questioning the hype about LeBron carrying the flag. To me, is like, okay, so what? but more so is like this is not his first Olympic rodeo. Like you said, he's been in the dream team. He's been in
He was in
the
dream
team
team.
No,
team.
no, no,
He
not
wasn't
dream
a dream
team.
team. Was it the
No, no.
Redeem
redeem
team.
team?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just yeah, the
Redeem,
redeem team. Yeah,
Redeem
redeem
yeah,
team.
team.
the redeem team. He's been in this team. What wasn't he in the one before this one as well? I believe
His last one was I thought his last one was London.
it's
I think
London.
it was London. Yeah.
Yeah, 2008 in London. 2008 and then 2012 and then
2012.
2012. No,
12.
2012 was
Okay.
12 was
London.
London.
Was he also in Beijing? I think he was also in Beijing too.
Yes, but
Yeah,
it
this is
was
his third.
I can't remember
This is,
all of his.
Yeah, but
He didn't do
my
every single
point,
Olympics.
yeah, but my point is that like it seems like he had to do all of this in order to have the opportunity. I could be wrong, but like how much other things people have to do in other countries in order to carry the flag? Maybe it's a case of maybe that's their best person to carry the flag in that particular time frame and they get to do it. But like when it comes to the US, how how it took so long for a guy like LeBron to be able to carry the flag is my question.
it's about timing. Everything's about timing. I guess it was, I didn't
Yeah,
reckon to
but
be.
it feels like the timing is kind of expired in a way because it's like he did all these other historic things, like all these big things to me that would probably transcend just carrying the flag for the US. Maybe it's because I don't got no patriotic feels for the US or something, but to me it doesn't seem like a timely thing for for LeBron in terms of like having
What he's done. But this is the thing, right? Let me cut you off there.
yeah
I just feel like basketball is not a very popular sport when compared to like as relates to the Olympics specifically. When it compares to like track and field and stuff. I feel like the US would usually put the sports that they are that has the more popularity and the popular athletes associated with that sport up front and center more so.
right
Um, I think within the last couple of years, the popularity of the basketball has grown significantly, and LeBron as an icon has been solidified. So there's no question that maybe in 2012 he might still have questions about whether LeBron was going to be as legendary as he is now. But that time has passed. He has written history, and there's no questions left to be asked. He is, as Hakim say, him. He is him. So, but a sport that you would say is pales in comparison to in terms of popularity to other Olympic events or sporting events.
yeah
Um, LeBron transcends that in the sense of his worldwide status and his iconic identity that he's developed over the years. So
right
I feel like, as Hakim said, it pays into time into it's just the right time as well.
mm.
This is probably his last rodeo. You're not going to get another chance to give the LeBron to carry the flag. So that factor plays into it to me as well. That's my answer to your question. Those three things.
Fair point, fair point. I could I could see it. um any anyways to me it's still man, but congrats to him nonetheless. And I mean, if he's bearing the flag and he leads that team, that USA team to victory, that also tops it as well. Just horrible that he had to do it in these conditions.
Yep.
Uh, when people would probably forget about a Paris Olympics because of the hosting quality.
Well, I don't
Um,
want. That's a little exaggerated. You can't say that yet.
they
Still,
Well,
might.
it depends on the things that happen.
yeah,
People
yeah. He
remember the
did.
things that happen. So if that 100-meter where record get break, which is
Well, no,
Right,
that's not
right,
gonna happen.
happen.
I
Right.
just saying, like making moments like that will make people remember Paris Olympics. If LeBron go there and score 40 in a Olympics game, that's something memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, there can be moments defined with the sports that make the Olympics memorable.
Agreed.
Moving on, we got some hot topics in the Olympics, some stuff that's popped up over the last couple of days. Um, we got the youngest Olympian probably ever in a sport that people typically don't think about being in the Olympics, but this 11-year-old female athlete, top athlete, representing her country, the country that got arguably most people in the world in it, China, representing in skateboarding. Thoughts on that? Like Hakim was saying earlier, he watched Beijing at 11, but this young athlete in the Olympics at 11.
I know. Crazy.
Thoughts on that, Hakim? How you
Can't tell
feeling?
I can't tell if you're taking shots at me or are you trying. You want me to talk about
I'm not
skateboarding?
taking shots. I just saying
But
that
know,
young athlete.
but honestly that's phenomenal. That's amazing. I can only imagine the hours that's been dedicated to the sport at his early age.
Yeah,
The parents must be proud. I hope this. I hope the athlete does not take it for granted. You know, this is something special. He should, once everything goes trajectory where I expect him to be on, he should be at many more Olympics from now on. But he is just a fantastic start. I can't ask. You can't expect. You cannot ask for any more from an 11-year-old who's made it to the Olympics. The only thing you can ask, I guess you could say, is to make another Olympics. But other than that, he's he's spectacular. He's phenomenal. Dedication, grit, determination. It's just impressive all around. I'm hoping he's able to progress in his tournament, his respective event, and not go home early. But either way, phenomenal job. Just amazing.
For me, the growth of skateboarding has, I guess, boomed to some extent, and I guess this 11-year-old participating in this Olympics is just a testament to that, really and truly. Funny enough, there's a bunch of young children that are in the Olympics because of skateboarding at this time. So it's good to see that they're, entering at a young age, getting some experience, which will make for some fun competition as years go by. They're coming up together in some degree in terms of their skill set and competitiveness. Should be a boom for the sport. But it kind of just shows you once you're good at something, there should be no barrier to entry by age if you're good at it.
Agree.
that's true.
It shouldn't be stopping you.
Agreed.
Already got records being broken, peoples. Already have records being broken. Um, Leon Marchand, I think that's how you pronounce his name,
Yeah.
won the individual 400-meter medley in swimming. So that's butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. Each 100 meters. Thoughts, people.
I don't know if you get to see the graphic. The graphic, you want to be that man so bad. Plain and simple. You wanna beat that man so bad. The gap was astronomical. Normally in swimming, they would say it's got pretty tight races most of the time, but he oh my god, that was just a total domination of a race. He found fifth gear and I kick it in and just left them in it. Well, I can't call it dust because
Flash.
yeah, it is splash. It is splash. So a whole 6 second difference between him and second place, bro. 6 seconds. 6 seconds
That
That's
is
is
a
like
lot.
little time.
doubles.
6 seconds of
Doubles.
swimming is a lot.
Yeah.
And running does
So
that
that,
running does yeah that's a lot.
That's
He
in
could probably go to
any
the pool and dry off
any
and that's
part of
it.
any
racing.
yeah, any type of racing, that is a lot of time.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. And I think that was he's a French as a name would
Yeah,
imply.
yeah. He's a Frenchman.
So I don't know if that was their first gold medal, but obviously to win it at home, I think it was
I
his
think,
first gold medal though.
okay.
Yeah,
It was his first gold medal personally, but to win it at home, your first gold medal at home with the crowd behind you probably has to be one of the most exhilarating feelings that any athlete could, experience. And he really showed out. And he broke the Olympic record as well that was held by Michael Phelps for the past 15 years. Broke it by just a couple of milliseconds. He swam a 4:02 95. Phelps' record was 4:384. I think that's a fair distance to beat a record, especially from the man, well, the fish that is Michael Phelps.
yeah, the tuna himself.
Yeah.
15
So,
years.
But Leon is a
It's
barracuda
not
though.
Olympic. It's not an Olympic record.
yeah, it's an Olympic record.
So I gotta be
Yeah.
16 years.
But probably to the day, it would be still 15 years and not 16.
Okay.
He watched Phelps um, did that record as a child, like he was like 6 or 7 or something, and you know, like he probably was looking forward to this day. This probably was a dream of his or
Of
something.
course.
I haven't heard any of the remarks after the race or anything, but I'm pretty sure as an athlete, that's something you will look up to and look forward to doing, especially if you got the talent and if you've been working hard
Mhm.
through training. So, congrats to him, man. At least the French got something good going for them. So
Mhm.
that's good to see. Um, but yeah, beating it by more than half a second is impressive in itself.
yeah,
So
sure.
um, good on him. And then we had this cool graphic. Right, Ron, I can let you take control over this, but this is pretty interesting.
You want me to share it
It
on the screen?
shows,
Put it up.
yeah, yeah, sharing the screen for the others to see. We show the medal domination per country per event. Um, Pretty interesting to see what like which countries are good at what um, throughout the entire Olympics, and maybe a preview of what you
Is
could
Olympic
look
history?
forward to seeing. Yes, this is between 1896 to 2020 up to the last one. So this is kind of a preview to what you can expect, or look out for some upsets, maybe.
Maybe. Um, so just trying to get it up on the screen here for the peeps. So Olympic dominance. I thought it was a pretty cool graphic. I just stumbled across it. I can't remember where. So you, as you can see, it pretty much breaking down the different sports and, as I said, the countries that dominated it. We could go through and see the stereo. I don't guess stereotypes is it. Table
Yeah.
tennis, the Chinese dominate that. Even the US team is just a bunch of Chinese descendants in table tennis. That this table tennis sport run through the Chinese beings, through the blood. Wherever they go, they can be good at it. Badminton as well, another one of those type of sports. Swimming, yeah, the USA for some reason just dominate swimming
They didn't.
all the way
They
through.
don't. Yeah.
Surprisingly, they lost. I think they lost the 4x100 men's relay to Australia. I might be wrong.
Yep.
So I
The
don't know if
Aussies.
that
Yep.
domination.
The Aussies got them.
Yeah, the Aussies got them. That domination is looking less dominant this year so far. Um, I guess as we get close to, as we round out the swimming, we might be able to tell based on the medals. Um, what we're going to see. Basketball, of course. We talk about it all the time. USA heavily favored to win this year again. I think the rest of the world is coming closer, but that first game, which we can talk about soon, against Serbia that the US had does not echo my sentiment, but I think the competition is a lot better worldwide now. Diving USA, which is surprising to me. I felt like that was a sport that um,
Chinese would
China would
dominate.
dominate. Yeah, yeah. I guess on the list,
Yes,
anything that yeah, anything on the list that you guys would have expected a different country to be the dominant team in, and they aren't. From what you can see here.
Uh, I think weightlifting by China was a bit surprising. I didn't expect that for some reason.
Yeah, I
not for
agree. What is
me
that?
because I've seen Chinese weightlifting, and
Mhm.
I would expect them to do well in weightlifting for sure. Especially the fact that their training is not like other other weightlifting training, in that like a lot of countries, I would say, focus on form and stuff like that when they're training for strength. But I've watched some videos where people have broken down how Chinese train for strength, and it's like they use everything. So all the type of exercises that you would look at and say, "Oh, this guy got horrible form," it seems like they've used that in a way that they develop the muscles necessary to to get the weight lifted or whatever the exercise done, so that they can attack even different muscle groups that would normally not be used in a particular motion. So with that, I figured that China would be pretty good at weightlifting, to be honest.
For me, I,
Boxing, I'm surprised at the percentage,
mm,
but USA I would expect, but I'm surprised at the percentage of dominance.
uh, I guess for me it would be a little bit of archery. I don't know much about the history of archery per se, but I thought that would be another sport that China would have dominated as well. Um,
I mean, it is an Asian country, South Korea.
well, yeah, but I wouldn't have expected to see South Korea there at all, truthfully. But maybe it might be my lack of knowledge or just seeing somebody a little Asian and thinking, oh, that body's Chinese. So, me probably being stereotypical in some regard probably made me think that it was China and not
Yeah,
think that it
but
would be South Korea.
I mean, the stereotypes always come from somewhere anyway. So
I
not
mean,
like
this is almost a chart of stereotypes to some degree because I remember when we first talked about it last week, when we were trying to predict the which team we think would have the most medals or most gold medals. Right
yeah.
now, this is echoing your guys' sentiment about USA because USA is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they've been dominant in 9 of the how much ever sports, in most of the sports that are on this list over the past how much ever years that is from like 1896, 100 plus years. So like that is insane. So yeah, these things kind of build stereotypes to some
They're
degree,
the one
um,
sports.
as we can see here. But at least the stereotype
And
is,
China as
is
well.
backed by
China got like
stats.
five, I believe.
Yeah, China will
One,
be the
two,
second most.
three, 4, 5. Yes, about five, and then Britain 4, and then it goes down from there.
And for football soccer, Brazil. Like
Brazil
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
you could
that's
see
for
that
sure.
coming.
Beach
Like,
volleyball. That makes
yeah,
sense
Brazil.
as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So for sure,
So
for sure.
so yeah, man. All right. At this point, I think we could switch back over and talk about an athlete that has been quite dominant. Not quite is an understatement. Very dominant in her sport over the past couple of years, man. Simone
Transcendent.
Biles,
A trans.
a transcendent athlete, boy. She is really the definition of that. And she came out again, pretty much showing out everybody. And she hasn't won a medal as yet, but she's already doing things that no one has ever done before, creating new,
She barely
well, not new
practicing.
routines.
People be. She barely
Yeah,
practicing.
coming up with new moves and stuff like that already, and the aim of counting for medals. So this Olympics is going to be a exciting one and and a successful one for her yet again, based off of the little bit that we've seen from her so far. So excited to see the end result, but I feel like we could kind of predict what it will be. She is struggling with a little injury, they're saying, but she says
If
she's going
not
to go
struggling.
through it. That's true too. But she's expected to be with the team. So I think they have a team event coming up either today or tomorrow. So she is a different animal. Man. She is a different beast
Shout outs to her, man. Shout outs to her.
Simone
for
Biles, the
sure,
legend.
for sure, for sure, for sure. Uh, Switching gears into USA basketball, another legend came alive. Another Olympian legend came alive in the first USA men's game. Man by the name of Kevin Durant. I don't know if you've heard of him. Sniper, easy
And
money
we heard him.
sniper, easy money sniper came out and dropped 21 in the first half. 21 points. So let me put some perspective for you. 21 points in an NBA game that's easy money. 21 points in international play is like 35 in NBA play, bro. So he went 8 for 8 from the field. He missed a single shot in the first half. 5 for 5 from three. And he did all of this in just 8 minutes. 21 points in 8 minutes. Let us sink in. Also to mention, for those who don't know, the Olympic, well, the international basketball is 8 minutes shorter in total than a regular NBA game. So instead of playing 48 minutes like the NBA game, international play is 40 minutes. So in 8 minutes, he had 21 points. So absolute flamethrower. And he was the difference in the game, really and truly, because they beat Serbia with the reigning NBA MVP on their team by pretty much 20 points. So KD, who hasn't played a single exhibition game, who's barely been
I was about to
just
say.
practicing here and there, came on and just spew fire all over the court.
They
And
be
then the
saving
game.
it. They be saving his legs for the when they really come.
It seems so. It seems so. But he clearly was having fun. The whole team was having fun. It was fun to see. And I think that's scary hours for the rest of the countries in the Olympics.
Talk about the experience
Thoughts
for
on this,
Ant
guys?
though.
True.
Ant playing alongside the person that he look up to most as a young NBA player and a young man growing up, being able to compliment AD in not AD sorry KD in that game had to be one of the best feelings for any athlete in any team sport. Like imagine Hakeem, just imagine
Begin to
you
play with LeBron.
exactly. It's like
Yeah, he passes the
it's
rock, and I do a spot at three.
bro, like to be able to go tit for tat with the person that you look up to the most and be a part of that environment in that team had to be one of the best days of his life for sure.
For sure.
Like he has the utmost respect for KD, and you can see it shine through even when they played in the playoffs. You can see it shine through. He was totally respectful even when they demolished that team. But you know,
It's definitely
I
worse.
actually feel yeah I feel really good that he was able to experience that because a lot of people don't get to experience that. You know what I mean? So
For sure.
that's my take on that. But to answer your question on my thoughts with KD being a flamethrower, like to be honest, it wasn't really expected because of the whole scenario of him not playing in any of the preliminary games or warm up games. Like you wouldn't expect him to just come out and be a flamethrower. But I guess it also speaks to how much you can learn from watching, right, from the sidelines, um, and kind of gauge how teams play, how the game is being played, the pace, everything like that. And to be honest, he on a bomb squad. Like this is NBA best thing put together, basically for the most part. So you know, On one hand, you will say wasn't really expecting that, but on the other hand, it's like, well, he is capable of doing it in any case. So congrats to KD. I also heard that he is the leading all-time USA scorer in the
Yep.
Olympic Games.
Really?
So big
Yep.
accolades for him.
How many Olympics
Um,
has he been to?
maybe he should be carrying the flag. Who knows? Just kidding.
I mean, you make a point there, Hans.
I
What's
don't
that?
think he doesn't have the personality.
Yes, you
It's
might
more
have a
just
point.
basketball. You know, it's about
Yeah, he probably doesn't have
personality.
a personality, but do you really need personality to carry the flag? I mean, you
Of
just
course you
carry
do.
He
Because
just carried the flag.
it's a it's been a symbol of is your message to the Olympics from your team. You have to be a symbol of inspiration. You're like it's like the mantra, the team morale. It's like you set the tone.
so why
That's
not
what
give it to Steph?
Stephen really
Steph
nah.
Steph under LeBron. Like,
This is Steph first Olympics, me.
is it?
Give it to Steph. Oh,
Yeah.
hype man.
And it's like
Oh, Ant. Give it to
nah.
Ant. You know
The,
Ant can do the
the
dog
flag
with the
bearer is
flag.
the flag bearer is normally somebody who's already been to the Olympics first of all. So you can't let a first time
Oh, really?
Olympian, yeah, you can't let a first time Olympian
Yeah,
be the flag bearer unless you have no other options.
Fair
exactly.
enough.
US, you know, Braun.
I was
But
actually
Katie,
looking up the criteria for being a flag bearer, and it says something in there that sometimes the team gets to pick who the flag bearer should be. And then other times is about accolades and what's not. What you think happened in this case? Not to dive back too deep into LeBron being flag bearer, but
I think both ways he would be eligible because I feel like people would vote for him to be the by bear, and also he has the accolades to back it up as well. But
says
if I
you
have to
are.
choose,
Yeah,
if I have to
go
choose, I think it's an accolades thing and
exactly.
the timing factor because we didn't know that it's going to be his last time,
Right,
probably being at the Olympics.
makes sense. Can't argue that. Apart from Kitty going off though, how could you bench the champion for a whole game?
but
I feel like Jalen Brown might be smiling at home watching.
he been on that bench too.
nah,
No,
I don't think so.
but
I don't
like
think so.
at least he could say that he ain't waiting to get benched. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
it's a
he could
first game.
also, but just Zidane could also say, "Yo, Wayne." so,
that
so let
sound
me
like a
start
petty.
there.
That sound like a
Let
petty
me start
argument.
there.
Go ahead.
Let me start there.
Sorry.
Because
That's
when Jason Tatum boy him now gold medal, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown gonna be home crying. He get the goal.
I,
Regardless, whether he put the bank handing out towels, passing water, gaming high fives, all that sort of things, it don't
yeah.
matter.
I just being a pest. I just insinuating those things, but
if you were
it was
not to
actually a
win.
surprise.
I mean, I was surprised by the decision as well. I don't know if it was oversight or if Steve Kerr really and truly did not want to play Tatum because he felt like the guys already had it cooking and they didn't want to offset the rhythm. But to me,
Yeah.
it was a blowout game. I just don't feel. I just feel like it's a blowout game. Let everybody play at that point in time.
I just can't say it right here. Like, he had
I
no
don't know.
reason to not have played
I
there.
don't know if it's a case where he didn't want to make it disrespectful and give Jason Tatum like 2 minutes
Yeah,
or
that's
1 minute
disrespect.
and rather not play him and save his legs for like a new game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was very surprised. I mean, also Tyrese Halliburton also did not play. Just to be fair, uh,
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah,
pointless.
it's like
but
okay,
I mean, if a second game goes by and Tatum and Tyrese, but especially Tatum, they don't get a single minute, then it is something to be worried about. Whether
maybe
if
So
say
you
say
didn't
we
go
need
and mention
to
Tyrese,
maybe
bro.
whether,
just
whether the team morale of the whether the team morale or or if there's underlying injury that Tatum may have that they've not disclosed. But I don't expect Tatum to not play in
But did
second
he
game
play
at
in
all.
some of the preliminary rounds though?
Things can happen. He could have picked an injury in the preliminary rounds in training. I mean, he could pick an injury just walking into the facility room or sleeping on the hard
You
or
know that's the case,
sleeping
bro.
on those hard beds.
That's a
But
stretch. If they would have said something about it if that was the case. You know
they
how
don't want to
US
disclose
media
it.
is.
Yeah, but they don't want to
Come
disclose it.
on. You don't want to discuss it on a squad like that. Like
Or
that is not critical because they got they he's tabby.
Yeah, but they don't
If
want
you
to do it.
gonna play.
Because then it makes you wonder
No.
why he's there.
KD
Why
was
you don't
injured
replace him.
and they disclose it. KD was injured and they disclose it. Why wouldn't they not want to disclose that Jason Tatum is injured after he's sitting on if he can sit on the bench? Like, come on, me. That is not
For
the
reason,
reason.
you never know. But the point is, they have USA have their reasons for why they make their decisions, why they do their actions. So ultimately, if he doesn't play, as I said, it could be because of team chemistry. Steve Kerr just made a terrible mistake.
it's not a
He didn't.
terrible mistake.
That's not a
Oh,
terrible
well, sorry.
mistake.
Well, mistake from the point of view of a media frenzy. You don't want to do that. Like you take away from the win. You take away from you get the team you get everyone focused on asking the wrong questions. Not focused on what was really important. Them beating Serbia by at least 10 by double digits. So I
I
mean,
got
like,
Drew playing too.
yeah, but ultimately, I just think somebody's gonna have to hold bench in one game or the other, depending what's the matchup.
The
Next
team too
game,
deep. That's the thing.
next game you might hear Booker or Bam on the bench. You know, like you might hear
Joel
Garrett,
Embiid on the bench. That's what I would like to
might
hear.
hear
Okay.
Joel. He might not want to play his African brothers. You know, like who, who knows? But someone's gonna have to hold bench at some point in time. The squad is too deep, especially if a man gets cooking. How do you pull a man that's cooking men in the first quarter, second quarter? You gotta let him play. So yeah,
I know, man. He didn't get benched because the man didn't think that he deserved to play or they need to play. But I mean, it's just sad to see you just come off a championship and the man putting the trust in you. Like, I would be devastated if it was he to some degree because it's just like,
Yeah.
yo, like
If I ain't
I just
injured.
come off of winning the championship, B.
Mhm.
You tell me that all these men still see all these men as better than me. Like, even I like, come on, man. Come on. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's Tatum first. I do. It's Tatum first Olympics.
It would go be.
It might be.
yeah,
I don't know.
it should be. It
Pretty
should
sure.
be. Well, actually, let me not say.
I mean, he should
Because
have do 2020. He should have made it was a do 2020 at least.
you think he got drafted in 2019. You think he would have been? You think he would have made the squad in 2020?
Maybe he could have. Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum get drafted in the 2017 or so. I think.
Was it 2017?
Mhm.
I was thinking 2019 for some reason.
In any case, 0 minutes is unheard of. Somebody that just win a championship.
Correct.
That's that's just nuts and crannies of it. Like
He
there's no way.
played in Tokyo.
Yeah. So
So
2020. Yeah, he would have to play.
yes, so there's no way that
Well,
he should get 0 minutes unless he would have had to sub in for Durant and because Durant was cooking. I mean, even in that scenario, he could have still get play.
I think Durant come off the bench.
He did, I believe, he did.
I think that Tatum averaged 15 points, 3 rebounds and assists in 20 minutes a game in Tokyo. Like, come on, man. Come
Insane
on.
stuff, insane scenes. That's tough
Well,
though.
Steve Kerr said he will play next game for sure. So see how that
He
goes.
has to get play. He can get play.
Mhm.
That's for sure.
All right. Then you may move on to the Barbadian athletes.
Yes,
So
sir.
Barbadian athletes, we got some, some idea of the times that they're going to be doing their events.
Mhm.
So first on the list, we got Jack Kirby. Actually, he's not going to be first. Matthew Wright is supposed to be first. We mentioned him a little bit earlier in the show when we talked about the fact that they canceled
Or the post, I
the
think they
the
postponed.
river. Well, they canceled it being at the river, the Seine River, because of the soil bacteria issue. So this for the triathlon. It was supposed to be the swimming part of it was supposed to be held in the river, but I guess due to health
I got do it in the pool.
risks, we don't know where they can do it, but I presume they can find somewhere else to
Got
do
do it
it.
in the pool.
Yeah,
But
they'll have to find another venue.
again, got
So
change the cycling route or the running route, whichever one it is, and people go swim in the pool and then come back out and then finish
yeah.
whichever route it
So
is.
I don't know. I don't even know if the whole event might get postponed to a different thing. The
Mhm.
logistics for that need to be on point. I don't see how they can just be able to switch it in a day, but who knows? They might be able to. I guess we'll see at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, not me. I can be sleeping. 2 o'clock in the morning is when he's scheduled to be a part of the triathlon. Assuming all goes as planned, then he should be there. I guess maybe wake up in the morning, we'll see the result. So tomorrow morning at 2 a.m., if you are willing to sacrifice your beauty nap to stay up and watch my favorite
That's
take
everything
part in the
that
triathlon, you'll be you will tune in at 2 a.m. I presume. This is the thing. This might be a hit or miss. The next thing, you can't really find ways to watch the Olympics for specific sports. So you just got to hope and pray that when you find a channel that actually showing it, you
yeah.
could actually watch what you want to watch. So when you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you do, or just before then, say a prayer to jam you turn on your TV, you got triathlon show on the TV. Or because they might be showing some archery or something else that you really want, or table tennis or badminton or something taekwondo or something like that, or breaking
I'm
that you
breaking.
really don't want to see, that you really don't want to see when you're trying to watch a little triathlon. So after him, we got Jack Kirby a couple hours after at 5 o'clock in the morning. He's participating in the 100-meter freestyle and in the as a heats. So we're wishing him the best as he, makes his first time appearance at the Olympics.
It's his first
Uh,
splash in Olympic waters.
mhm. And then we got
Met
later on in the
bubbles.
week.
Pardon me?
I don't know about all that.
I said
We
met
get into that shortly.
bubbles.
We get into that shortly. Tristan Evelyn and Daddy Williams
Williams.
are later down the week. Tristan is August 2nd for her 100-meter sprint heats. Um, 5:15 in the
Shaggy's
morning.
next week,
And Shade
I, I
is
I would
next
Monday.
next Monday,
yeah, the
August
fifth.
5th
Yeah, yeah.
for the 400-meter heats. So we got a long time
What
to
time? What
wait.
time? What time
Relatively
is what
long
time?
time.
What time is Charlie Williams race again?
5:55 a.m.
5:55 a.m.
I would wake
Tristan,
up. I would wake up
hey,
for that.
I should be able to do that. Yeah, I could do that.
I would wake up for that.
Tristan as well. I could get for that one too.
5 o'clock. Jeez, alright. On a holiday too. Jeez, alright. I don't think I do that.
Right.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
So
You are
Yes,
on the
yeah.
5th,
Yep.
really.
In this part of the world, it's a long weekend.
I mean, it's a holiday for us too, but I just
I
didn't know
hope
it was your
got
holiday.
holiday this week.
civic. That's what they call it.
You
It
call
don't
it
matter what
Kiduma.
it don't matter what name on my end. It's a holiday at home.
It's
It's
a
a
holiday.
holiday.
So
I'm not going
looking
to
forward
work
So
to that.
yeah.
today.
I can't sleep.
so so that's how the Barbadian athletes are looking in terms of times and dates. So you can also follow I put in a little plug for Olympic.bb. They ain't plugging me, but we plugging them. They put out a little post of when the athletes are going to be swimming, performing, or taking part in the events. So you can follow the Olympic BB page, so you can get some updates. And I presume they will continually update it as the athletes progress through the different heats and rounds of their respective sports. So, question to you guys: also, the athletes from Barbados, who do you think has a chance to make it far? And let me define far as between semi-final to final bound.
Sade Williams, in my
No
opinion.
brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Uh, if we can talk about hope,
That's all we got right now.
if we can, like
I I
shuffle
I,
that
would-
off.
I want to say Shadow Williams
Yeah,
for sure. That's my take, and I'm going to be optimistic and hope for Matthew Wright. That
yeah.
something is pulled out of the bag.
I mean, with swimming, you never know. Kirby might get a good current, and
No, next time in the pool, not in the sea.
That's stagnant water, It's so funny.
your mom might get a good start. You know what I mean? Get get a good favorable current and be able to pull through to qualify. Um, Semifinals is tough because we've already seen the 400 freestyle relays. You gotta be strong. You gotta be fast to be able to be in them teams. Australia alone probably faster than him. So, well, I could say that being blinded by the fact that Barbados don't have a relay team that we can compare that to as well. So I might be stretching that too far and reading into it, given that other countries have more athletes for swimming and thus are able to perform in the relays. But we will see. I haven't seen anything that suggests his times are great though. So
Man,
that's
that's the thing.
that's the
They already
angle.
got a lot of optimism there in that regard
Yeah.
because they quite far off the best times for the year, to be honest. So every
But
time they
Kirby,
win this week is unlikely, but you go out there and put your best foot forward, and you never know what can happen.
not foot buddy, but you best
So,
sign for it. Look, hey, in any scenario where there's opportunity, um, things could happen. So I would just throw that out there. Hope and opportunity, Jack could probably make it in. He could probably qualify for semifinals. Other
Hakeem, what do you
athletes might be
think?
tired from other events and stuff.
Hakeem, do you think that Tristan can get far?
Um, I am not optimistic that she will get past semifinals if she was to make it to semifinals. It is a 100 meter, and anything can happen. Sometimes a great start. Sometimes a
Quad injury,
DQ, a DQ, a DMP. Things can happen. She can run the best time of her life. Uh, but
opportunity.
but that being said, I think she needs a lot of luck going in her favor to get past the first round. It's still possible, so I don't want to count her out. Being a Barbadian, I'm hopeful she gets past the first round. But if she does miraculously make it into semifinals, I do not see her progressing past semifinals at all. And that's just based on time, season best, last couple of years, following her carefully. I know what she's been able to run. I know what she's been running, and She need a lot of luck on her side. No, I'm saying that in a respectful manner. This is no shade.
I
It's no
know, but
shade.
it's some brutal stuff. It's still some brutal.
The truth
Yeah.
hurts, bro. The truth hurts.
Yeah, and even me.
I can't. I know one person say I can't wrongfully gas you up if there's no evidence. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Bro, hope and opportunity. When hope and opportunity call, bro.
I said that she can get that if she gets a DMP. She gets some DMPs or she has a fantastic start. She runs her best race. No, I'm serious. She runs the best race for life or of her at least the season. She might qualify as a
Twelve
fastest
season 8.
loser. You know, the opportunities.
You just hammering nails into this. Fastest
Uh,
loser.
This is hilarious, bro. Oh my god.
but yeah, but she has a
Boy.
chance. She has a chance. It's a 100
Life
meter,
is
so
easy when you're on the credit side,
she has a
boy.
chance.
Life is easy.
Pardon me?
Like life is easy when you're on the credit side. I would love Stephen A. Smith job. Like too easy. You ain't got nothing to show for it, but you could critique.
Yeah, but I think that you speak fast. You speak on what you've seen. You speak what you
Yeah,
observe,
yeah.
and what
I
most
know
likely.
it's fair. It is fair. Like I I have no qualms about it. It is fair to be able to look into something from a data standpoint or from an experience standpoint and be like, hey, I don't think that this person meets the grade. I think that's fair, but it's just hilarious to me.
Just
That's
yeah, it's just funny.
And
yeah,
and
it's
then
just
and then,
Just
and
funny.
then she and then she gets in semifinals and she qualified at a very good time. Like, actually qualified for semifinals. I was the first person on this stream to say is to give her props, her praise, and I hope she makes the finals.
that's fair.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I agree. I ain't got no hopes on that side.
All right, so we all agree that Shadi is going to make it pretty far far
Shadi is
into the
Barbados' best hope.
yeah for a medal. At most, what medal do you think that she'll be able to capture?
Matthew ain't jumping in that water for goals, so I know, I
Uh,
know, I
Sade,
know. Chances drop.
I believe Sade for the last couple of world champs I've seen her at her last major events. She's always found a way to run a PBR, run a sublime time.
Mhm.
I mean, with the right lane, the right motivation, the right environment, I believe
What
she's
lane would be the right lane? Do you think, Hakim? Just
for
understand.
400. I would say between 3 and 5. I would say 3 and 5. You want to be able to see the competitors. You want to be able to see who's in front of you and keep pace with who's behind you. But you don't want to
But
be
you don't
def.
want
You
to
don't
get
want, definitely won't be too far. You don't want to be like a lane 7, lane 8, in my opinion.
right.
It's just you can plan a strategic race now. That's me saying that that's a better lane. But at the same time, there's some people who run better with blinders on. Essentially, how the horse runs blind. So they might run better from lane 8 because there's less pressure. All they have to do from lane 8 is run hard. And some people just run their hardest and they execute. When you have to start strategizing, you can see who's in front of you. Well, I gotta run. They can't run too fast because this person is right here. I don't want to push too hard. This person might have more kit than me. You might start to play too many mind games and then doubt yourself and then keep cripple your ability to cripple what you can do. When you run from lane
Definitely.
eight to yourself, you just gotta run, just run and hope and whoever catch you.
The
So
opposite can be said for lane one. Like just chase everybody.
I don't. Lane one is tough. Lane one because it's the tightest. Technically, you're running on I guess the a larger angle, a greater angle. So it's always like a bend.
Yeah,
So
turn. Yeah.
it's more difficult. You don't ever get the straight away the same way to like just power through. And you can put a lane 8, which is more of a straight. So I'll rather somebody take the back from lane 8 and lane 1. Because lane 1, you're so far back. That's a different kind of strategy. You gotta be able to mentally prepare.
You gotta run
To,
two full bends.
yeah, you gotta know that okay, I'm gonna be at the back. I might technically speaking only catch them by the 300-meter mark, which means you
Mhm.
now have to be like mentally locked in. Okay, you gotta know each of the times. You gotta know your time and know that you run at a good pace and give yourself enough time to kick in for the home stretch. Or you just kind of like cripple yourself and then you fade out. So I would not want to be in lane. I'd rather be in lane 8 than lane 1. That's the truth. I'd rather be in lane 8 than
Mhm.
lane 1.
Yeah. Do you think athletes train in lane one
I
just
think
in case of the worst case scenario happen,
yeah,
or
I think a good professional athlete should train in all lanes. They always have their preferred lanes, but I do believe athletes should train in all lanes at least at some point in time in training. If you depending
I
on your
wonder
caliber,
if teams vary. Like
pardon me.
how I would like to find out like a stat on how much times vary between a lane one run versus up to a lane eight run with the same athlete in terms of different conditions. Well,
Mm,
similar conditions. Sorry.
I
So
get you.
nice sunny day. Temperature is around this or that. Breeze is minimal. Whatever we hit the track. I would like to see what those times would be like being solo on the track and also with other competitors on the track
Yeah,
in one through eight. That'll be an interesting stat or whatever to look at.
it would be. It
Yes,
would be for sure.
But yeah, all right.
Still taking my bet on lane 8.
All right. Did we make a prediction for Murphy, right? Yeah, we did
I
see that.
I feel getting in that water, buddy. So I ain't sure.
Well, as I said, I think this is a straight final
Yeah.
event. So
How many competitors are there? Is the question.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least 50 or more.
50. 50 sounds small.
It doesn't mean saying it gotta be more than 50. Then. But I think that's a wrap for Olympics talk for the day.
We got
Like
Mafia to
we
hit top
said,
20.
we got Matthew and Jack Kirby tomorrow. If you're willing to get early in the morning to check them out, you
Really
can.
kite news, man.
Matthew at 2 a.m. and Jack Kirby at 5 a.m. So
Yeah.
we come back next week based on their results to give an update on that. And then by next week, Tristan should have run and Sade should have run, so we'll be able to update on those next week. Changing gears quickly, just a quick F1 talk. We had a pretty. Well, let me just say this: F1 has been pretty exciting these past few weeks. The domination of Red Bull has subdued uh, quite significantly. We have a mix. We have about, I think, about seven or eight different winners for the season
Yeah.
already, or seven different winners for the season so far, which is a total contrast to last season. It was just MAX across the screen every single weekend,
Yeah.
and
You
not really
knew
when
that
one
fan
even talking about the driver.
like
So
Barney song, all your favorite cartoon songs. You
are
didn't know
they? Are they?
Very,
When you check the
very
race,
good.
when you check the race stats, you just seeing VER at the
Yeah.
top of the list. So now we get a mix. Some teams are making some strong straight backs, like Mercedes, for example. McLaren has been strong all season. I would say, yeah, relatively strong all season long. Um,
Yeah.
Truthfully, in my
Getting
opinion,
more confident.
should be doing a lot better in terms of execution than they have been. But they do have some results to show for it. And we had some drama. So let's start with the drama, Hans. George Russell actually won the race when you talk about on the track, but was disqualified with what I would call, well, what it seems to me, I don't know much about the technicalities, what seems to be a very silly error. He was disqualified because his vehicle was underweight.
That's a silly error on Mercedes' part.
Yeah,
I
and
was speculating into this,
mhm.
and I was wondering if Mercedes took a gamble to put less fuel in because usually at the end of the race, drivers would get a victory lap. But Spa Francorchamps is so long,
So good.
7+ kilometers per lap. They didn't do a victory lap. So you basically pass the finish line and you come back round, boom, back in the pits and park the car. I wonder if they was like, okay, since we don't have to do an extra lap, we don't have to put in the fuel for that. And that's probably why that way it got caught. I'm not sure, but I feel like that's the only way that might occur, given the fact that this is world level type racing. This is not like Mickey Mouse racing that you might find at a go kart track or something like. This
Mhm.
is this is high level. Yes, mistakes do happen, but I feel like this was a decision that was made, and the mistake was not thinking that it is a risk of being caught for being
Mhm.
underweight. And that's my take on it. But I'm really disappointed, not from that standpoint, but because something so great was taken away from me. I think this is a race where a driver starting outside the top three, outside the top five, um, having the opportunity to win a race from a long shot, calling a strategy from the driver's seat, from the cockpit, to the team and saying, "Look, I good with my tires. We doing a one stop now. Usually before the race, you got a one stop pit stop or a two stop pit stop. and everybody was going with a two stop. Could have been
Everybody.
a three if you wanted to be aggressive, but two stop was the order of the day, pretty much. And usually teams is be on the same page, so
Mhm.
people hardly do something out of what's expected for a racetrack and a race day. So for him to make that call in the cockpit and be like, I got on tires, I can just stop once and pull off Lewis Hamilton for the last couple of laps to win the race. I felt like after I watched the race, I was so amazed. I was ecstatic because I was like, that is a boss move. That is a top drive. Congrats to George.
For
And then
sure.
my phone ping, George Russell disqualified. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, there's
That's such a
no
big
way.
song.
What are the odds? I feel like I was more upset than George, to be honest.
Tell
Because to
me, best
me,
right there.
bro, that was heart wrenching to see that something that would have been so historic, especially on that track as well, right? Don't have Red Bull dominating, Mercedes being at the back of the top three, top four actually for a little bit. They've been making a resurgence since Canada, and Lewis Hamilton won in British Grand Prix.
Yeah.
McLaren responded, and then Mercedes come back to win in such a top fashion, and then to have it stripped from George like that in a Mercedes 1-2
One, two.
because McLaren just did a 1-2. So for Mercedes to come
Exactly.
and do 1-2, it would have been
When was the
like
last time Mercedes had a 1-2?
that's the thing. So I was my gut was wrenched a little bit. Hopefully we can see something like that again. That probably would have gone down close to what Carlos Sainz did when he won that race in I think it was Singapore. One of those races where he called a strategy and he was kind of like letting the person behind him get DRS so that they can fight off the faster cars coming through the pack. So that was one of those races to remember, but unfortunately, it might be just scratched off of history books because of that. It might be going into a different category of races. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's my that's my spill on that unfortunate situation.
All right. So the drivers' championship is pretty much. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else from the Belgian GP that you wanted to touch on quickly?
Yeah, just quickly. Unfortunately, Lando Norris, crappy starts throughout the past probably 3 to 4 races. He's qualified decently in the ones before this one, and he's lost pole position a couple of times already. And then in this race, he just somehow wandered on to the side of the track, onto the gravel, and lost like 2 positions or so to George Russell and Carlos Sainz early on in the race. Very disappointing. Hopefully he can turn that around. And then from then on, it was nice racing. It was good to see 8 drivers be in the fight, and in a race that is not Monaco, because usually Monaco you can't really pass, so it's kind of a no brainer there. But in a race like this where you can pass and it's all about setup, it just shows that Formula One is in a good space right now. So happy to see the racing, happy to see that Max is not just pulling away from everybody. Not that I want him to lose, but at least we got some nice competition, nice
All
racing,
right.
and Lewis is back, baby.
Facts.
Well, he never
Uh,
went anywhere. It was just that
well,
Mercedes had
but
to take up. But yeah, Lewis is back. So, okay.
all right. So we know Max is pretty well in command and control of the drivers' championship. With this increase in parity in the F1 F1 world now, how do you think this constructors championship is going to go? McLaren stepping as strong contenders to Red Bull in the past couple of weeks, uh, and Red Bull teetering off in terms of accumulating points over these past few races. So, how do you think this constructors championship is going to go?
I think he'll be tough. The reason why I think it'll be tough is because you can't count out Ferrari or you can't count out Mercedes,
Cities.
and because of that, um, McLaren is not just fighting Red Bull. It's not like it's McLaren or Red Bull or nobody else. You got Ferrari and Mercedes that can still do something in the race that can probably split the drivers. So this last Grand Prix showed me that because at first I was like, yeah, McLaren got this, but it showed me that Mercedes still in the fight. They still got some development to go through. Ferrari still got to figure out their development plans as well. Um, Leclerc finished ahead of Norris and Verstappen. That should say a lot.
Yeah,
So
true.
um, in that regard, I'll say it's going to be tough to catch up to them. If McLaren finishes ahead of Red Bull more often than not, I think it can get close. But if you still got Max in the midst, Perez had a pretty decent showing, a pretty good
For
comeback
once.
um, in the race. So it was cool to see, but funny enough, he still ended up at the back, even though he started at the second row. So it's gonna be it's gonna be inevitable. Perez going to get the scraps of the points um, off of this group. So interesting to see. Like you
Mhm.
say, Red Bull is not running away with anything. So I'm happy to see
Right.
that. I'm happy to see some competition, some close race.
Right. And just the last one, we got some big news today. Carlos Sainz signed with Williams for starting next season. Quick thoughts on the Sainz move to Williams.
I'm so happy, bro. I am ecstatic. I am so happy that Sainz chose Williams. I think Williams had a bad look in recent years, and rightfully so. But since James Voles joined the team from Mercedes, I think they're on the right track to fixing things up a little bit and getting back on track to where they were. Don't forget, Williams was a team that used to dominate Formula One at one point. So just like you see Mercedes dominating those last 7 years up up until 21, and then Red Bull had their short stint here, 2021 to 2024. Williams had that as well, and it's always a feel good story when you can have a team bounce back and come back to the top to race to the top again. So looking forward to that. I'm glad that Sainz made a move to Williams because I think with Logan Sargent out, he had 2 years in Formula One, I believe, and with two experienced drivers in Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz, I think their progress in terms of developing the car could be exponential, and I think that's what they need. They're they're not the slowest car on the grid, to be honest with you. So the fact that Alex Albon is running close up to the points fight, I think with an experienced and talented driver like Carlos Sainz, they could get cars close up there as well. And they got a decent fight on their hands for the midfield, that's for sure. But happy to see that pairing. And hopefully, we will see what happened in 2025, which is the last season for this regulation of car. And then obviously, there's going to be a change in regulation in 2026. So looking forward to see what that pairing looks like. And happy for Williams in getting Sainz. Normally, you would say happy for Sainz and like happy for a driver going to a team, but I think
Yeah,
Williams is a winner in this scenario, not
yeah,
driver
understood.
per se.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it. F1 in good times.
All right. That's a wrap for this show, guys. I don't know if there's anything other quick things that you want to mention. I think we had a pretty decent show, a pretty stat show as well.
Yup.
So nothing for you, right?
Nothing on my
Nothing for
end. I
me.
think I'm excited to see the track events get on the way. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see the Jamaican girls run. Jamaica, it's a fallacy if people tell you that the rest of the Caribbean don't like you. We love you guys, especially when it comes to the Olympics. We be cheering you on harder than you be cheering on your own. So, yeah, ready for that. Ready for the mains too. Um, Track events. Look, I just looking forward to the springs. That's where Olympics live. That's where the world will stop to see who's the
True.
fastest human being, male and female, on the planet. And I can't wait. I don't know who you all got, but I ain't gonna dispose by prediction just yet.
All right, all
Well,
right.
let's hope. The first thing the thing is to say is let's hope we can stay to watch these races because these times just ain't cutting it.
Yeah, that's
But
true. That's true. You might hear
Excited,
about it.
excited as well. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Excited as well to hear to get the sprints on. Feel like a lot of the things that a lot of people ain't watching, right now. So like, there's not a lot of chatter about the Olympics, but as the sprints come on, the chatter can start building. As I say, the kind of true in the sense that when the track and field events start, Olympics really truly start. So excited to get in there as well. But not going to keep you back any longer. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit
For
the like
sure.
button so we can get the video out to all the people interested in Olympic sports and sports on a whole. Follow us on Instagram at Hashtag Rose. Follow us on Spotify if you want to get the audio version. Listen in your car in the morning while you're going to work.
You gotta like these
Listen in the
voices.
evening while you're exercising.
Yeah,
And stay tuned to the Instagram for updates so that you know when we are going to be live. So thanks for tuning in again. Hashtag Rose. We out.